said Van Damme. Straight face, you know, Dane Cook, old stand-up. Back in the day. I'll tell you when you're older. It's fine.
Who are you talking to, dude?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, all right.
Welcome into Just the Thing Fantasy Football and more. Some life advice as well from Brian, the Tagless Haynes. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
Doing
How are
all
you?
right.
What an exciting week
doing all
we had
right.
there. God, it was like, what crazy news am I gonna wake up to this morning?
Always something
It's
happening.
wild.
Always something happening. You gotta be aware. So you gotta follow our socials at Just a Tip FFP. Keep up to date, man. And for those that do follow our socials, you probably saw last episode that we had Donkey Kong in the house. And back by popular demand, here he is.
Thank God.
Regan is back. Regan, how you doing, man?
A lot better that I don't have that mask on around my headphones and,
I'm sure.
and glasses.
And the glasses.
Good to see you guys.
Okay. Yeah, the glasses underneath the mask. Okay.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah. All for the people. All for your entertainment. We're slaving away over here for you guys. But hopefully, our slaving away, the tips are helping you win. Ryan, I had a couple heartbreaking losses last week, and I really don't want to talk about. But I did want to talk about our trade. Do you want to share with the people what we went through?
Ooh, this is an interesting trade, and we want to hear your opinions on who kind of made out the best in this trade. So, I did end up parting ways with Christian McCaffrey. Max sent me an offer that swept me off my feet. It was Christian McCaffrey and TJ Hawkinson. So two guys I loved who I did not want to trade, but and I got back Joe Mixon, Tyler Lockett, and Dalton Schultz, who I think is tight end 5 this year.
I think he dropped down to 6 because of his bye week. But yeah, top 10 for sure. This is a full PPR, and I'm 7-1. And what's your record in it?
3-5.
Right.
So I think it works out for the both of us. I think, in the near future, I think I won the deal. Distant future, I think you got that.
Maybe. I'm taking a risk because I was looking at my points for, and I'm like 10th in points for. So I've been getting lucky with the wins, and I'm not carrying that to the playoffs, and you are third. That's what I was trying to get into context. Just some heartbreaking losses for you, so had to happen. But yeah, we'll see how it works out. It'll be interesting. Regan, have you been making any trades?
Nope.
No? Okay. You've
No
been
one
trying
accepts
to.
them.
You've been trying to, but nobody likes you.
Pretty accurate. And when you're winning, they don't want to trade with you. That's the problem.
That is the problem. But yeah, hopefully you guys are trying to stay active out there. You got to look ahead at schedules and see what fits best for your team, your squad. So if you like, you can DM us, Just a Tip FFP, on Instagram and Twitter. We'll try to help you out. Or you can comment on the video on YouTube, and you can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon podcast platforms. It's much appreciated that you guys are downloading the episodes and subscribing and following us. Really helping us out. We've been growing. Our tips are plentiful. Hopefully they just grow bigger for everybody to just grab a hold of. And just you slide on it for a nice victory. So I don't know where I was going with all that.
That really dragged on.
I should have shortened that a bit.
I need an adult.
Yeah. Too long of a thrust. Anyway, with that, Regan, speaking of trades, let's get into some tip, flip, or flop before we get into the news.
Alrighty, guys. So, still one of our newer segments: tip, flip, or flop. Tip your hat to the player. You like them. Flip them to the flip them in a trade, and flop them to free agency. So I got 5 names here. I'm gonna rattle them off real quick. You guys tell me how you feel. So Devontae Smith, 8 games played, 33 receptions, not much to show for it. He has had some boom games, but the past 2 games have been a dud, I believe. Yeah, past 3 games really a dud. I'm not too happy with him, but I think there's a light coming, and at the end of the tunnel, I think he's going to be good. I hope. What do you think, Mac? Are you what are you doing with this guy?
I'm tipping him, man. If I have him, I'm tipping him, man. You look ahead at his schedule. Week 15, Washington. Week 16, Giants. Week 17, Washington. Then 18, Dallas. Those are going to be must-win games for them. They're not going to be holding back to get into the playoffs. So hopefully, if you make it to the playoffs, it'll be beneficial for you. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm tipping him as well. I mean, I just don't see another option. He's not performing bad enough where you can really drop him and feel good about it, and you're not going to be able to flip him for much. I will tell you, the light at the end of the tunnel is a trade for Deshaun Watson in the offseason.
Seriously.
And he doesn't want to go to Philly.
No. Who would? All right, let's keep it moving. This one might be pretty easy, but with recent news of just players getting hurt left and right, with Kenny Golladay and the Giants, not many receivers getting out there every week. Kenny G should be playing this week. You guys, a lot of people have already dropped him. I've dropped him and I repicked him back up because, of course, he was just sitting out there. So, Mac, how are you feeling on this one?
Flop him. Don't care. Goodbye.
All right, Ryan.
I think you could spot start him when there's a number of injuries. You know, I did that with Darius Slayton a couple weeks ago. He gave me a double-digit performance. This week, I don't hate Kenny G, and we'll talk about it. But you know, you're Sterling Shepard's looking like he's not going to play this week. So, I think you can flop him and pick him back up, and flop him and pick him back. Like
one of those.
Just play that game if he has a good matchup.
Yeah, they brought him there for a reason, so that's the only reason why I am somewhat excited. Like, I see some upside, but it's only going to happen if people aren't there. Next one, guys, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So he's on IR. I believe he has the opportunity to come off IR this week. I haven't heard any news on that. At this point in time, Williams has been doing really well. Are we nervous if they're splitting time when they come back, or are we going to keep them and just be happy with his output? Ryan, I'll start with you this time.
I'm tipping my hat to CEH. I actually have a few shares of him, and I'm not flopping him. I don't want to flip him because, again, you're not going to get much for him. And he should be coming back soon. And he's a better athlete than Williams. Like, he should be able. It'll still be a 60-40 backfield, 70-30 backfield. That's my guess.
Yeah, I have him as well. And it looks like he's coming back week 10 against the Raiders.
Okay, so
That's what it looks like on track for. So not this week, but the next week. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to, like Ryan said, you're not going to get anything for him, and you spent too much of a draft pick to drop him. So, tip for me, hopefully we're able to get Darrell Williams to handcuff him. And that reminds me, pick up your handcuffs now if you can, because we're getting to that point of the season where people are getting hurt. And it's a long season, so just be wary. But yeah, you gotta tip them. I really don't think you have another option.
Alrighty. The next one, this one's a little controversial. James Conner for Arizona. He's been doing very well, except he hasn't been getting a lot of work. He just tends to score 2 touchdowns a game. I believe he's done that in 3 games so far this year. Last week, I think he only had 5 rushes, but he had 2 touchdowns. So how are we feeling about this? Do we think this is... I don't know. I've been starting him every week. He's been getting about 10 points, but the lack of work does make me nervous. At this point in time, I'm tipping my hat to him because I spent little to nothing on him and going from there. But it might be a good trade value, meaning flip, for somebody that thinks he's better than he really is.
Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect week to flip him, in my opinion, because you have DeAndre Swift on bye, Leonard Fournette on bye, Alex Collins, or Chris Carson, whoever was having the guy from the Seahawks, Antonio Gibson on bye as well. They might need that goal line back just to get him some points, just to get through the bye week, and I think this was the peak of where you could trade him away to get something of need for your squad. If you didn't need him, I would definitely tip him right now. Yesterday.
Agreed, Ryan? Yeah. Simple enough. All right.
Yeah.
I'll talk about him a little bit more in the breakdown. And then the last guy, guys, is Travis Kelce, who I'm actually going to get into as well in a breakdown. But
all these guys are getting into it.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
But he's still tight end one. Past 2 weeks have been a little slow for him. I know he's dealing with injuries. Are we worried? With the name, we could flip him for quite a bit. Are you trying, if you got Schultz, are you trading him for a stud wide receiver, a stud running back? Or are we sticking with him? I know you're high on him, Max. So what do you think?
Yeah, I've been trying to because it's exactly what I have is Schultz.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then I picked up Dawson Knox and threw him on the IR as well. I'm going to roll with those guys. Depending on the matchups, and get rid of Kelce. Well, not get rid of him, but trade him at his value. But nobody wants to trade for him. They do, but they low.
Right.
And I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So hopefully he picks it up. Tyreek Hill, man, share the wealth.
Yeah, I think you got to get back a wide receiver one or a running back one in this trade for Travis Kelce. And if you have a guy like Schultz, I mean, one of the reasons why I made that trade with Mac is because a guy like Schultz gets a ton of targets. Mm-hmm. And that's the name of the game, especially at the tight end position. So, if you can flip him, but you got to make sure you're getting the right value for him.
All right, that concludes the Tip Flip or Flop. Thanks, guys.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Regan. And with that, we are getting to Haynes' briefs here.
All right. The new name of the segment this week is Discount Double Rec.
Oh,
got him.
Where is it?
Oh, man. Is it too soon?
No.
I feel a little bad about that one.
All
right, here we go. So Henry Ruggs charged with 2 felonies in a DUI accident that resulted in a fatality on Tuesday. So really shocking news. We had literally just inserted him in our Sessions Takeover lineup for Calvin Ridley. So he was released from the Raiders on Wednesday, and this guy's not going to play football again.
Sadly not. What a horrible situation for both sides.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, one more horrible than
of course. One made a choice.
Hard to live with. Yeah, it sucks. I think the NFL needs to set up a better situation for these young kids who get money and make stupid decisions. We've all made stupid decisions, and this stuff happens. I don't know, babysitters, something, driving service, just especially on bye weeks because it's very sad. I don't know where to go from here.
I think they, and I'll just say this: I think they do have a driving service. I think they've offered that. I don't know what the details of it are, but if they could look into what else they can do, because you got a 21, 22-year-old who has millions of dollars now, and it's a recipe for a disaster. And now his life's over.
Mm-hmm.
To piggyback off of that, the second part of the segment, Aaron Rodgers lands on ... Answer. What is the too cute list? And will miss this week's game.
That sucks, huh?
What a joke.
That was nice. That was a nice time.
Hey, you're welcome. He's going to miss this week's game and probably next week's, right? Because it's
Saturday he's cleared.
Yeah.
Oh, Saturday he'll be cleared.
So is it a home game? Because that's the question. If it's not a home game, he's got to travel, and he would have to travel Sunday morning.
They would do it.
Oh, of course.
They'll work around.
That would be. I would
sure.
have such jet lag though. Jumping on a plane and then just jump right into a field. Imagine if he just parachutes into the field. Done.
Yeah. No, they'll be at home against Seattle
all right.
next week.
So they'll be playing.
They'll be all right.
This is like his dream scenario. Just misses practice all week and just gets to hop in on game day. This is everybody's dream scenario.
Planned
Who
it.
wouldn't want it? All right, that's all I have for the briefs. Unless you guys have anything else you want to touch on, if you want to jump on in to the briefs.
No, other than Mac, I was just going to say, other than our thoughts are with the family, for the person that lost their life and whatnot. So I just didn't want to skip over that.
Yeah, I mean we are a fantasy football show, but real life, man, it's very sad. So yeah, I concur. Thoughts and prayers to them. And to Ruggs. People might want to say what they want about him. I've seen some stuff on Twitter about him, but it's just a very heartbreaking situation all around. So, yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, and with that said, that'll do it for Discount Double Rank.
Ouch. That sounds horrible now. Oh, God.
Words because I snorted. Like, did want to touch on the trade deadline. Defensive players move. That's about it. Nothing else we're talking about. So with that, we are going to get into the AFC Week 9 matchups. So any AFC hosting team we will get into, and we will break them down. So, gentlemen, let us.
Let us gingerly cut our tips.
That's a good one. Nailed it.
Let's put our tips together and line up. Hopefully you guys are still in it. If you have not won a week, you have not been listening to us. So if you're just now joining us,
hey, maybe we can get them a loser's bracket.
If you're just now
that's what I usually do in Ryan's league. Ooh.
Us. Better luck next year. First up, if you're tanking in Dynasty, we'll help you out as well. We need to do more Dynasty talk, Ryan. Anyway, Minnesota Vikings 3-4 at the Baltimore Ravens 5-2, 1 o'clock game, over under 50 points. Ravens favored by 6. For your starts, you got Dalvin Cook for the Vikings, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, wide receivers there. I had a question if we should start Cousins. I did put out on Instagram for start-sit questions. So if you want to do that, just a tip FFP. Give us some feedback. Give us some stuff to talk about. We'll try to help you guys out instead of just ourselves. Now, Cousins, he has been struggling as of late. Only one game over 20 points after his hot start to the beginning of the season. But he had a 34.5 point game against Carolina. The others were 13, 16, 15 against Cleveland, Detroit, and Dallas, respectively. But the QBs have had success against Baltimore. Wentz had 26.5. Burrow had 33.5. So I don't hate him as a stream if you're missing Brady on a bye week. But, I mean, would you stream Kirk Cousins, or we'll get into it later, but Tua against Houston? Or would you do Carson Wentz tonight on Thursday night?
I definitely have Wentz over Cousins, so it'd be Wentz,
4th,
Cousins, then Tua actually just showed up on the injury report today.
Discussing that game because it'll be too late for you, obviously.
Gotta love it.
But yeah, I don't hate him as a stream. Regan, do you? Of course he did. Trying to sabotage this.
I don't career. Bet slaps. That's you.
Your boy Adam Thielen, 6 touchdowns on the year. He has 10 more games to win that bet for you, Regan. What did we bet? Is it a slap or is it something else? I can't remember. We have to go back to the archives. We got to do the slapping spinning wheel, so we're gonna do it. Yeah, Justin Jefferson, he did bust last game, but I expect him to bounce back. Maybe you should try trading for him right now.
No,
people seem to be disappointed.
It's interesting that you bring this up because I had that feeling this week.
He's been scoring double-digit points.
I do have him in a couple of leagues, And I'm like,
How do you
man,
feel to him
he
like you
hasn't
did
done
last
what I
year?
need him to
Ryan,
do.
are
And then
we
you go back and
worried
look at
about Justin
his stats.
Jefferson?
He's consistent. I mean, outside of maybe like one or two outliers, the guy's been really consistent this year. So overall, I'm happy with Justin Jefferson, and I'm okay with consistency at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree.
Hold on to your
Same.
shit.
I mean, you did probably draft him in the second round, so you kind of want more. It's kind of like a Stephon Diggs situation, but I feel like the boom games are coming, so get ready. What about Tyler Conklin, the tight end? He's seeing 80-plus snap percentage. I'd probably stream him. He was 5 for 7 for 57 yards last week. I feel like he could do worse, but
Versus Baltimore.
against Baltimore, if, like say you had T.J. Hawkinson who's on bye,
Seahawks.
using Ricky Seals-Jones
Yep.
for Washington. Did I mention the bye week? Buccaneers, Lions. What else? I got the Washington and Seahawks. Thank you. You weren't really using a tight end for the Seahawks, so those are your only options.
Hope not.
Other side of the ball, Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, you're starting on QB7 on the year.
Yeah, he's up there.
Marquise Brown. I think you can flex Rashad Bateman. I might have to this week if CeeDee Lamb is out. And then Mark Andrews, I think he's the tight end 2 on the year, right? Tight end 2 or 3. So Jackson, he has only 2 rushing touchdowns on the year, and they came against Kansas City, the only game so far that he ran for over 100 yards. I'm thinking that he'll get, with this high point total, 50 points, that he'll do some heroic stuff like that again. 50 points, that he'll do some heroic stuff like that again. Chris Murray, he hasn't practiced for a couple days, so maybe they'll let this man free. Devontae Freeman?
I hate this kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn crickets.
Only if you... Nope. Stop.
No, I think that's it.
But yeah, I would start him if you absolutely have to. Definitely not.
I went Ravens as well.
Le'Veon Bell or Sammy Watkins.
I don't think they cover the spread, though.
You guys got anything else on this matchup?
I would
all
say
right.
yes.
Winning. Oof.
50 is pretty low for this
I'm
game,
gonna
I would
have to
say.
go
Ravens.
So it's a
Yeah. All right.
under.
Ooh, 6. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Do they hit the over? 50 points.
Actually, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Close.
You think so? Okay. It's a drop. I need that.
All right,
sound.
guys. Next game we got is the
Where you
Cleveland
get
Browns
next matchup?
that are 4-4 versus 5-3 Cincinnati Bengals. This game's at 1 over
Matchup.
47. Cincinnati by 2.5. That's close and low. So let's get into it, guys. The Browns. So we all seen the news about OBJ. He's been told not to practice Wednesday and Thursday, which was today. He was there Wednesday, and he was told to go home, and I believe, and you're not practicing with us, and that was how it went down. So to me, it looks like, yeah, you can call it any way you want. So it looks like to me that they're either going to drop him or I know there's a lot of things to do with contracts and him just being healthy scratched and whatnot. So I think they are going to have to drop him if he does not end up coming back. The players have already said they'll welcome him back, but we'll see how that goes. That being said, if they do drop him, players like the Saints were very interested at the trade deadline. He could go to the Saints. I know the Patriots are always there. I believe Bill likes OBJ. I don't know why. But you could always go there. And there's a couple other teams. I believe OBJ's dad, obviously, he made that video of all the plays that OBJ was wide open and Baker didn't throw to him. But he also made a list on the teams that he's more likely to go to. And the Saints were number 1. New England was number 2. So I thought that was pretty comical. But the main question here, guys, is, who gets the more the input from OBJ? Like, who's going to get his receptions going forward?
Yeah,
are they going to be divvied up, or one guy going to get him? Latavius Murray, Austin Hooper. It's not Nick Chubb.
I mean,
oh man, I forget what he had. I think he was averaging 6 targets.
All 3 receptions are going to Donovan Peoples-Jones, probably.
I actually wrote. Oh,
yeah, exactly. I was going to say that, and if you look at Jarvis Landry's last 5 games from last season with OBJ out,
I don't really think it's going to impact anybody that much. It 19, 20, 28, and Baker Mayfield. Mayfield, I think I'm stealing your thunder, Ryan, did better without him last year.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and so OBJ was he was averaging 7 targets a game with the 5 full games he played with Baker Mayfield. That's 7 targets that are going to get put elsewhere. So I definitely agree that Jarvis Landry. I don't know if he'll get to that level like he was last year, but he definitely will be able to be a more consistent flex play every week. He's definitely going to get all those targets. Same. I said it the past 2 weeks. I told people to grab him. So let's get into the real start. So Nick Chubb or Dearness Johnson and Jarvis Landry. I think that's all I'm really starting through the offense. Brian, what if I told you Nick Chubb hasn't dropped the ball
6 for 6, baby?
Would it be? Yeah, he's caught in all 6 targets. All 6 targets Nick Chubb has caught. Wow. We all knew this at the draft. Yeah, we all knew this when we drafted him. He's just not good at the passing game. But he is averaging just under, 97 yards a game this year. I am confident in putting him in there. I think he should have great games going forward. Last week, I think he had 61 rushing yards. That was his lowest yet. And he was just coming off the injury. I think they started him a little bit slower. Dearness Johnson looked good, so they do want to give him a little bit more run. But they were able to have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield, and they're both productive, so I don't think there should be anything different here. And we really already talked about Jarvis Landry. He's had 5 catches in the 3 full games he's played, and I think he should be getting some more work with OBJ.
Yeah, starting OBJ,
so simple enough to OBJ out. So simple enough. Definitely a flex start this week. I'm sitting Baker Mayfield. OBJ obviously isn't even playing. So on the Bengals side, we got Joe Burrow.
It's a good call.
Not today or ever. I've had him once. I drafted him 2 years ago, and I will never draft him again because he killed me single-handedly. I literally got to the championship and lost, and I just didn't have another wide receiver. It screwed me over. But anyways, Bengals. Yeah, it's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins. I think Joe Burrow, he's going to have to protect himself versus the great defensive line that they have in Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. But their secondary is nothing compared to the line. So I think Joe Burrow, as long as he can,
got to make sure you keep your helmet on around Myles Garrett.
The wide receivers should have a great day. That being Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. T. Higgins has gotten double-digit fantasy points every single week. That's PPR. In every week except for one. Joe Mixon, yeah. Joe Mixon, I hope he gets going in the passing game. He is going to have a little bit of trouble versus this rushing this line, but I think he's still
good call,
RB2. It sits Tyler Boyd, CJ Uzama. These guys are just boom bust plays. We're not playing them if you don't have to. You can easily drop them. They're just plugins if you need them. And that's it, guys. What do we you got any news, or you guys want to pick who wins? Oh, say it.
I don't know. Are we?
I hate your face.
Oh, I was going to say, what about the Bengals defense asking for it?
I'm probably going to sit. Well, it depends on who you got. I think they can be decent. you're going to get decent plays. And you know what the big thing is, guys? Is defenses in fantasy leagues.
Yeah.
They either score too little or too high, because it depends on how you have your defenses.
Yeah.
So I've had a defense and they've gotten like
10
points in one league and 2 points in the other, and they've
so
gotten like 10 points in one league and 2 points in the other.
Buffalo Bills.
So it really is skewed when it comes to defenses.
God. Who's winning?
But,
All right, good.
Sorry, I'm a little butthurt about it.
Bengals as well. Perfect. All right, game of the week: Buffalo Bills 5-2 at the Jacksonville Jaguars 1-6.
What about the
1
kickers?
PM.
What about the kickers?
Upset City, baby.
Forget.
Gotta love her.
Who's winning?
Over under 48.5. Buffalo
Bengals.
14.5 point favorites.
Looking for a bounce
Jesus
back from the
Christ.
Bengals. They should be pissed off from
Bengals
losing
it
to
is.
the
right.
Jets.
Next one, Ryan.
Ooh, nice. All right. So Buffalo starts. Everybody. Start them all. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders. I don't expect him to have another goose egg this week. The guy's been posting up double-digit points consistently, so I expect him to bounce back.
Yeah.
Beasley, as inconsistent as he can be, is still putting up a pretty decent season. A little bit of a boomer bust, but sprinkled with a little bit more consistency than most of those types of players. Yes. Injury report. Yep. No, for sure. And it seems like he's still questionable. He might be still able to play, but he did not practice today. And then I'm going to start Zach Moss. I'm going to start the Buffalo defense.
On the injury report today
the Jaguars are the 10th worst team in giving up fantasy points to wide receivers. So again, expect Sanders to get back on track. They don't allow a lot of yards on the ground from running backs, so they're the 10th best in yards allowed, but they're the 4th worst in allowing rushing touchdowns. So that's why I think that Zach Moss is going to be a decent play. I think he probably finds the end zone at least once in this game. And I'm not playing Devin Singletary. I think we can all avoid him moving forward. Probably shouldn't even have him on your roster. Jaguars starts. The only guy I'm looking at starting this week is Carlos Hyde, and even that is a really risky play against this Buffalo defense. They're the 3rd best in rushing yards against, 6th best in touchdowns against running backs, 6th best in running back receiving yards against. So it's like running backs just aren't finding points against this defense. But neither are receivers or tight ends at that. So I would, if anybody, Carlos Hyde. Everybody else, I'm going to sit. Lawrence, Chenault, Jones, I'd sit them all. Yeah. You can't. Yeah, and you can't predict. That's the problem.
Well,
like it is like if you have to, because you can't predict what's going to happen. You know, Trevor Lawrence is probably going to get 18 completions. You just have no idea who the hell they're going to go
Bills,
to.
they don't give up the big plays, so the passes underneath, especially in PPR. I think he's a worthy flex play, but yeah, like you said, that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Only if I have to.
Yeah, until I hear about James Robinson.
Yeah, Carlos Hyde had 8 targets last week, 6 receptions.
He did all right when he came in.
So my question is, guys, on that is Carlos Hyde. If you're not playing him this week versus Buffalo and you grabbed him on free agency, are you keeping him another week? Playing the Colts next week and the 49ers. James Robinson almost came back this week. He's questionable right now. It says out. We don't know. It's his heel, I believe that's his injury. But he was obviously, like I said, questionable to come back. He almost did. I guess I'd keep Carlos Hyde on if you can keep him. But
opportunities. Yeah,
see,
that's why I'm saying
is
start
loving this right
it's
now.
A terrible
he's
matchup,
like,
but he's probably going to get the most opportunity
out of anybody on this team. He's going to get 20
and
plus
Mac,
touches this
I
week.
lied to you. Actually, who's winning this game?
I would actually play him.
Do I even have to ask?
Gonna give him some extra work.
In a flex, not like
all right,
only
so
if
this is really the game of the week coming up. So Mac,
here.
I'm going to let you hammer this one home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Woo! First pick,
Don't
baby.
ask dumb questions.
Yeah, that one was obvious. You did.
Oh my god.
Oh, yep. Give me the sledgehammer because game of the week here: Houston Texans 1-7 at the Miami Dolphins 1-7. Game of the week.
Battle of the first pick.
Miami doesn't want it because they'll screw it up anyway. So, Houston Texans, do they even have a first pick? I thought they traded all their stuff away. But anyway, Brandon Cooks, you could start him. I would. Miami's defense is really bad right now. Even if Xavier Howard's on him, he's not doing that great. A running back in the backfield, I don't want to take a guess. Even though Miami sucks against the run, I don't want Burkhead, who showed up on the injury report. David Johnson was a huge bust. Philip Lindsay, no, all set. Not doing any of that. Tyrod Taylor, he's probably back playing and starting this game. I'm sure he'll do well. It's Miami. But I'm not picking him up and I'm not starting him. He had one good game against Jacksonville at the beginning of the year. And Miami's bad. So maybe a DFS play. Another DFS play, Chris Moore, wide receiver. Because Miami is bad.
Oh god.
Enough of that. Miami. I'm starting Tua. I'm starting Devontae Parker, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, and Myles Gaskin. So we talk about how trash this game is. I think Houston's going to score points. I just don't know who's going to
I
score.
threw him in a flex again this week.
So,
Went double tight with Gesicki.
Miami's going to have to score him as well. And Houston's really bad at covering the tight end, so Mike Gesicki, full go. Tight end 1 on the week. I'm calling it
Wow.
Tight end
Parker.
1.
Yeah.
Look for 2 touchdowns and 100 yards and 8 receptions.
Ballsy.
Bold prediction. Yeah, just... I'm going to have to do it, too, with Kelsey and him in our dynasty. Do you guys want to start Waddle or Parker, or who would you rather start? I probably should say. Parker?
With those
How about you, Regan?
targets, it's tough because it's Ben Waddle, but once Parker came back, he just killed it, right? So,
Yeah, he had 8 receptions off 11 targets, 85 yards. Waddle, though, he had 11 targets, but he only had 4 receptions. So his drags across the field, like he's not going downfield like Parker is this past game anyway. I'm sure he will do it again. So deeper threat, bigger playability, Parker. But I don't know, maybe Gesicki and him stretch the field so much this will be Waddle's game. So I feel like he can flex either one of them, but if I had to choose, it would be Parker.
yeah, I like Waddle long term.
And
Parker today, this week. Waddle's, yeah.
yeah,
When they're playing harder defenses, Waddle's.
I do too.
I'm going to pick Miami, but I think Tyrod Taylor's going to
yeah,
go
we'll
off
see,
this
man.
game.
Especially
Probably
in
throw
PPR.
for like
11
350
targets.
yards.
Just got to
and 3
get them so we can
touchdowns.
catch them. Tua, let's go.
Yeah,
Better
it's
O-line play too.
definitely. So,
Now this one,
but for
flip
you,
up a
big
coin.
guy,
Who's winning?
I'm gonna
Miami
I'm
because
gonna pick
the
Miami.
Texans want that first round pick. Oh, so do I. Why'd you have to say that?
All right, so play
All right,
Tyrod
quarterback's
Taylor.
out this week. He could squeeze into that QB12 category.
I'm picking Houston. You guys are
Wow.
idiots.
If you had like Tom Brady on a bye this week, I think Tyrod Taylor is a fine plug-in for this week. Because if you had Tom Brady, you probably shouldn't have had a backup quarterback on your bench.
Yeah, he could. All right, enough about them. Regan, what's our real game of the week, or should have been?
Should have been game of the week is the 7-1 Green Bay Packers versus the surprising 4-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Game's at 4:25, midday prime time. The over/under is 54. Kansas City by 1. Wow.
No.
What?
Regan,
Regan's like-
read the
The
update.
news of Rodgers. Oh, wow.
He's like 1 point favorite. I got.
You could have just deleted the old one.
The house.
That's
down.
cool. So the over-unders dropped to 47.5, and it's Kansas City by 7.5 now. That makes more sense. I was like, wow, 1? Hello, Rodgers?
Doesn't it? Yes.
Yeah, go big, go home.
Should have reversed the order on
No,
you,
I was
my
pretty
bad.
upset, though, Oh, go ahead, Ryan. Yeah, I was like, everything.
He's like,
Sorry, Stace. But I was pissed at you. I feel like
Violet's college fund. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, all $10. So I Mac got the nice easy one, the Texans and Dolphins. Ryan got a nice easy one, Buffalo versus Jacksonville, and then you guys just drop this bomb at me, Green Bay and Kansas City. I just feel like you guys got the easy ones, but it's just me. So Aaron Rodgers is not playing. So Love's in? Jordan Love?
Ugh.
Yeah,
Wait,
they got Blake Bortles back.
no.
Stop messing with me.
No, I do not want to play
No,
him.
I'm sitting him.
One of my good friends is playing him against me, though. And I'm like, thank you. Please do. He thinks they're going to do awesome.
Kansas City is
I gotta
horrible.
see who he has on his bench, but they were not happy with him in training camp.
No, they were not.
So I don't think he's good.
That's why they went and got
Okay, you got Devontae Adams,
Bortles the day of finding out.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's go quick. Starts, Aaron Jones. I think A.J. Dillon might be a pretty good start if they're just trying to run out the clock and keep the ball out of Kansas City's hands. That's what they're going to need to do. So I think both running backs are probably in play. Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb. I think you just can't bench Devontae Adams. He's going to have a couple nice catches to try to keep them in the game. And I think Randall Cobb, I know it's a different quarterback. I know he hasn't been good this year. He did good last year. I'm not just saying it because of that, but I think having a reliable wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked at the score.
Oh,
Sorry,
you suck again.
Go.
Anyways, Randall Cobb, he's been practicing with Jordan Love. He's been the only wide receiver there. He's a veteran. I feel like Love's going to lean on him a little bit to keep the ball moving. And he runs the short passes. You know, a quarterback that young wants to get the ball out fast. Out of his hands, so he doesn't get demolished. So I think Randall Cobb, it might be a nice play this week.
Yeah, I could
just
see
think
that
everybody was out. Devontae Adams had COVID, Lazard had COVID.
Wide receiver screens.
Scantling was on IR. He had Randall Cobb. That was it.
As well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Devontae Adams is catching the ball 2-3 yards
touchdown
from the scrimmage and just trying to turn it into
honestly, I
something.
think Randall Cobb probably has 11 targets.
Really?
Devontae Adams, yep. Yep, another 11 target game as well. All right, so the team that needs to win, the team that should win, and the team I don't know if they're going to win still, the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, we're starting. Travis Kelce, we're starting. Tyreek Hill. Mecole Hardman if you need to. Darrell Williams. You guys would all agree that these guys are just... Everybody's worried about them. It's been bad. You know, the Chiefs need to win this game. But what if I told you guys Patrick Mahomes, he's still QB number 4, averaging 30 points a game. The only thing is the last 2 games have been horrid. He scored 7 and 16 PPR points. Well, I think that's 4 points per touchdown in the last 2 weeks. So, but he's been averaging 32. He's still QB4. Travis Kelce, still tight end number 1, averaging 16 points a game and averaging 9 targets a game. And then Tyreek Hill, he's still wide receiver number 2, averaging 23 points a game and averaging 11 targets. He had 11 targets last week. 18 targets, I'm sorry. 18 targets last week.
Mm-hmm.
These guys still are producing. They're just not pulling it together. It will
true.
eventually come. What I'm saying is, everyone, do not worry. If you find somebody in your league that they're freaking out about this, go get these players. Go get the Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes. People will get rid of Patrick Mahomes right now. For the cheapest they've ever done it in the past, 3 years?
11
years.
receptions.
So, I'm not really sitting anybody. They should have the ball a lot in this game. and they should be able to. And if they can, they will run up this score. This team needs the big win. They need some morale on their side. So that's it. Chiefs win.
Watch Williams. I think he might have the biggest game out of all of these guys, especially if the Chiefs get out to a hot start early. Just going to try to keep the ball in his hands, run it, dump to him, all that kind of stuff. So, keep your eye on Williams. I think he might outperform everybody on this list.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm really keen on starting Hardman in the flex, but everything else I pretty much agree with. I tried trading for Mahomes before this weekend. I was trading hard for him.
Yeah, and I agree with the
nobody
Hardman
wants to
case,
part
Mac.
with them just yet.
I don't know why I put him in
I
there.
expect him
He
to
actually
bounce
does
back.
make me He can of Pringles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We just picked Van Jefferson over him.
Ouch.
Shoot.
Well, there you go.
I mean, you can. I'm just saying, shut up. I'm saying you can.
If you really need a big breakout
I don't know,
performance
I have to start
from any of these guys,
New Orleans Saints wide receiver. I do not.
I think you gotta just full on
I
Andy
just
Reid it, like grow a
scribbled
mustache, get a Hawaiian
And the reason
shirt,
I was raising my hand
and gain about
stop is
50 to
because
100 pounds.
I literally
And
took
that's going to
Elijah
reverse the
Moore
curse, I
out of
think.
my lineup. And he
Ryan, you
gets
calling the upset?
a touchdown against Indy tonight. So,
Chiefs.
and we did, yeah. I picked
Yes, the anchor.
Marcus
The
Callaway.
anchor.
Put over.
Yes,
Here
that's
we
more
go.
like
See
it.
how this works.
That's what
out.
your mom said last night. Chicago
Anyway,
Bears.
Yeah, I'm going with
3 and
Chiefs to
5
win.
at Pittsburgh Steelers 4 and 3. Over under
Yeah.
40 points. Jesus Christ. And
All right, last one, Ryan.
Pittsburgh.
Do work, son. Finish us off.
Under.
Sorry.
Bears, Khalil Herbert. Yeah, okay, great. Sits everybody else because they all suck. And Steelers, Big Ben, Najee Harris,
That helps
Deontay
me.
Johnson, Chase Claypool.
So we're all
Seems
agreement,
pretty
Chiefs.
obvious. Bears are the third worst in rushing yards against, fourth worst in receiving yards
Ryan,
against,
our
tied
last
for second
matchup.
worst in receiving touchdowns against at 12.
Yeah.
They've let up 12
Finish
receiving
me
touchdowns
off.
this year. That's shitty. Claypool and Johnson should just absolutely go off this game. I actually think Big Ben is a good start this week. I see him as a top 10 quarterback this week. Especially
I gotta
considering
mute myself.
all of the quarterbacks that are out, including Brady, Rodgers, maybe Murray, Russell Wilson. I think Big Ben gets into the top 10 this week. Wow. So is he? And it's Thursday.
Well, I do have some news for
Yeah.
you, Ryan. David Montgomery has been
Tomorrow's the
taken
big
off
day.
IR,
If he doesn't practice, I wouldn't expect him
designated to
play on
return.
Sunday.
But he does have a 21-day window to be brought into the active 53-man roster, but he has not been yet.
Right.
So tomorrow will be the day. If he practices tomorrow,
I don't
just
think they
saying.
will either.
Correct.
Oh,
It doesn't make any
Oh,
sense.
no.
You're 3 and 5. You're probably going to lose this game. Khalil Herbert's not. He's still been pretty productive in comparison. So I don't see the point
Yeah.
of playing him this week.
And that's probably why he
But
hasn't
it's
been
the
updated
Bears, and
yet.
Matt Nagy is.
So, that's a good call,
Matt
man.
Nagy. He should be. Yeah,
if I were them,
I think
wouldn't
these guys,
start
like
him.
Ryan
I
Pace,
wouldn't
the
take him
GM,
off
Matt
at
Nagy,
it's
they are
Pittsburgh.
like
It's
the
tough. Then you
two
have your
guys
bye
that are on
week,
the
10.
hottest of hot seats.
Don't rush him back.
It's like level 5 on the heated seat
Nailed it.
category.
No,
Whatever.
the window's open.
Yeah,
but
He was the one that reported that news.
I don't know. I guess 5 out of 5. I don't even know where I was going with that. All right.
Is he back? Is he gonna be back?
I don't
How
think
high does that category go, Ryan?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
No. Yep.
Don't be hating on Tyrod Taylor. I went through it all. We're good.
Well, maybe you should let Justin
versus
Fields
Steelers.
run for 100
Sits
yards.
for the Steelers. Actually, you know what? I think I forgot one guy, and that is
Yeah.
your boy, Pat Fryermuth. Is Ebron back? Did we look into that? Does it matter?
It's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pat
either,
Fryermuth,
but
all the
it's
way,
good.
baby. Penn State, not lying.
Justin Fields, he rushed for over 100 yards last week. You don't think he'll do that again?
Gotta go through the Steelers
Where do you
first.
stream? You'd rather stream
We gotta
Tyrod
wrap this
Taylor?
up. I've had a lot of coffee today.
Justin Fields.
A lot of coffee.
There we go.
Yeah.
We found our bottom of the barrel there.
I'm playing them.
What about the other side? Huh?
Wow.
We went through it all. The other side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck Ebron.
Nope, we're golden. I'm picking the Steelers.
Did you have some catnip or something before the recording here?
He picked the Steelers midway through. So
I can tell. That is great. Regan, do you have anything left on this?
because of this face.
All right, I am picking the Steelers as well. Ryan is picking some water up to make sure that he hydrates. And a chill pill. If you made it this far in the episode, we don't know why you would, but we appreciate it. If you could just make sure you like, subscribe, set the alerts on whatever channel you are watching us on, YouTube channel, or
Just
our
making
audio
sure you were done.
platforms,
I
Apple, Spotify,
think
Google, and Amazon. Be much appreciated if you leave us a 5-star
So,
review.
the trade.
And share our tips.
I'm
with your
pretty sure this
friends
is
and
one-sided.
family. Much
Say the
appreciated.
trade between you
You
two
guys
again.
have anything for the leftovers? You raise your hand, Regan. It's a podcast. You got to speak.
Yeah, you won big time. Ryan screwed himself over. Horrible. Michael Gallup's coming back. He's gonna take targets away from.
More timely, please.
What's his name? What are you gonna say? You look.
A good trade.
So I traded for Christian McCaffrey
Okay,
and T.J.
okay.
Hawkinson from Ryan. I traded him Tyler Lockett, Dalton Schultz, and Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon.
I'm just trying to cause some tension.
No, I'm just saying, Dalton Schultz, okay, but C.D. Lamb's
That's
ankle's hurt,
fantastic.
so we're going to get
What?
into that with the next matchup. Our NFC little.
You thought our trade was bad, Riggs? That
So you're
one is
getting who?
criminal.
It doesn't matter. They still will throw Cedric the Entertainer. We're going to get into this next. How are we even talking about this? It's a good trade. I'm looking for the playoffs. I'm taking the chance for Christian McCaffrey again. Same league. Trading for Christian McCaffrey. I've already told that story.
Why?
And I hope it pays off this year.
Thanks for that insight.
I did do another trade, though.
Yeah,
Who's
not
that?
yet.
So
Not
Leonard
yet.
Fournette,
But he's the
Chris
better
Godwin,
player.
Traded
He's the
or
better
Jason
player.
who?
and Leonard
Chubb?
Fournette for
Godwin.
Nick Chubb.
I think
and
Godwin
Stephon
at this
Diggs.
point in time has produced better than Diggs.
I think I won. I think I won.
And Nick Chubb's better than
I got some Oreo cream pie in the fridge.
Fournette by far.
Yeah.
I might get at
It's
that after
criminal.
this.
They're both on bye week, so you can't use them this
You will
week.
be.
Oh, for sure. I love it. It's no better way.
Chubb.
Don't mind me. I'm burnt out apparently.
Yes.
It's like a cake pie.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Not this
I
year,
don't know.
but yes.
Like
delicious,
that.
I have no idea. It's in my fridge for the last couple of nights. I've just been chipping away at
I
it.
hope so. More upside. More upside for sure.
Oh, man.
Ryan,
Mac,
do you have anything?
What
for the
about you?
leftovers?
Do you have any leftovers?
Cake pie. Is that new? They just make that?
You totally should.
Pie.
No spoon. Just dive.
Like
your
is it
face
crust on
into
top or
Alright.
something?
On to the NFC.
Cake pie.
Oreo cream pie like ice cream, or is it like cheesecake?
What are you talking about his trade? He doesn't get 2. No. He does not get
We're
2.
losing
Cake
it, boys.
You brought up the second trade, you fruit.
The store-bought or homemade?
Haha. We had to listen to him talk enough.
Just been put away. You asked about the trade. I did not say anything. Oh, you're right. All right, Ryan, you'll have to wait for next episode for my other stellar leftovers. NFC, baby. Good night, everybody. Leftovers. NFC, baby. Good night, everybody. NFC, baby. Good night, everybody. NFC, baby. Good night, everybody. NFC, baby. Good night, everybody.